So let's visit central Johannesburg College with its 8 campuses and 20,000 students, and we're going to do it by taking an eastern line from Maputo through, because that was the historical line linking Johannesburg to a harbour. And you can see the Witwatersrand in front of you, with Daveyton as the township on the right and Tsakane on the left and Soweto far on the other side. And we're flying down through Springs and Benoni and Boksburg and Germiston into central Johannesburg, with the dynamic city on your right and these huge mines which caused the city to happen on your left centre. And there can be no campus more symbolic than the Crown Mines campus, caught between 3 huge mines known as the Crown Mines Complex. And this Crown Mines campus is actually more of an artistic campus. So you can do art and design, cosmetology, you can do music performance and studio work. But they really are struggling with the conditions in this area. The huge winds blowing sand off the mines, problems with acid drainage. And just on the northern side of these mines lies Riverlea. The houses were built for coloured households around about 1964. And you can see it's caught between the railway line on your right and Main Reef Road on your left, with massive reclamation of mines going on in this area, also causing huge issues with health. Now, Riverlea is an engineering campus, so you can do building and civil engineering, you can do electrical engineering focusing on heavy current, you can do mechanical engineering, and on top of that you can also do travel and tourism. And then just on the other side of Main Reef Road, we have Langlaagte. Now, this was the place where the main gold reef was actually discovered in around about 1886. And you can now see it's quite an industrial zone. Lots of little businesses around, and used car parts and truck parts and gas networks and that kind of stuff. It's a business studies campus, so you can do quite a lot of the NCV courses here in finance, economics and accounting, management, marketing and office administration. And I want to pull out over Langlaagte station, because this is the huge investment in rail infrastructure needed to cart all the gold through to Johannesburg and then out to Delagoa Bay when it was the Afrikaners, and then also through to Durban as the railway lines built to start to cope with the huge industrialization going on over here. With the huge Johannesburg station dealing with all the demands for goods being transported, and there you can see the motorways and the Nelson Mandela Bridge as we go through the centre of Joburg, tracking the railway line eastwards as we get sight of Ellis Park, where I used to go to watch the Springboks play rugby, and that's where the central Johannesburg tvet campus is. And I want to get a view of it by swooping up past the Ponty City Towers. So we're kind of looking at it from Hillbrow and then swooping down past Ellis Park to the campus. Now, this is one of the biggest campuses, and it really focuses on engineering as well. So you can do building and civil engineering, electrical engineering, heavy current and light current, and mechanical engineering. Now, I want to get to the Tooiwel campus by flying around the Yeovil Hills, because we're in the Witwatersrand, the area where there were these ridges with stones on them. And this is the old sense you had of Joburg, with rich mining magnates building their houses on these hills, with outlooks stretching all the way across the Witwatersrand. And in Tooiwel itself, this was where white tried to build their houses away from the mines. Now, this campus offers information and communication technology at the NCV level, and really it involves things like information systems, electronics, a bit of entrepreneurship, computer hardware and software, how to program, and systems analysis and data communication and that kind of stuff. And now we're going to do a radical pull out eastward so you can get a full sight of the huge reef, with the Soweto township in the background over there, and then the huge northern developments which are said to be the world's largest artificial forest. And we are going to travel past the Modderfontein Reserve and through into Alexandra. And what you will immediately notice are those two huge hostels. Now, this was an attempt in the 1970s to stop the protests by the residential black people staying here, protesting against the government and all their policies, and to build these hostels to create antagonism in this area. So you have the Women's Madala Hospital built in 1971, and right next to it you have the Man's Hostel. But for all the violence this caused, it did not stop Alexandra becoming a dynamic, vibrant place full of critique of the old government. And on the southern side of Alexandra, just where the industrial area hits, you have the campus. And over here you can do boiler making, clothing production, electrical engineering, heavy current. You can do hair care and mechanical engineering and motor trade engineering. And also, if needed, you can do the NCV course in motor and welding. Now I want to do a radical pull out westwards so that we actually see Sandton in front of you. The comparison obvious between Alexandra on the one side and this rich Sandton area on the other. And I want to give you a full sense of it by going quite high so you can track the M1 and see all the rich golf courses, and you've got Houghton, and then we're going to swoop around to the Charlotte Maxeke Hospital. And then also around the University of the Witwatersrand Education Campus, where I actually used to teach and swim in the pool and run on those fields. And right next to the hospital is the Parktown campus. Now this focuses on business studies, so you can do business management, financial management, human resource management, marketing management, and then also travel and tourism. And then I want to pull out around the hospital and go around Wits University, just so that you get a sense of how huge and beautiful, well-structured Wits University is, with all its wonderful fields and gorgeous buildings. And then I want to swoop into the center of Joburg, and we're going to go to the Smith Street campus, and you can see it there right where the Gautrain Park station is. And it's a hospitality campus where you do things like catering theory and practical nutrition and menu planning, sanitation and housekeeping, food and beverage services, something about entrepreneurship and management and computer practice, and that gets you this qualification. And so let's do one final radical pull out westwards to get a sight of all the campuses, tracking the railway line and the mine dumps. Finally pulling out with Soweto on your south and the rich northern suburbs on your north, with Central Johannesburg College caught exactly in the middle of Gauteng, between Pretoria on the one side and Vereniging on the other side. You have Johannesburg and Central Johannesburg College trying to make a difference.